So, hi guys, hope each one of you is doing well. So, today we will be discussing this problem which is count sorted vowel strings. So, from now onwards, we will be discussing all the problems which are of difficulty medium, and after we are finished with them, we will be jumping to the harder ones. So, before starting, if you are new to this channel, you can consider subscribing it so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. So, let's get started. So basically the question says that we are given an integer n and we have to return the number of strings of length n. Number of strings, we have to return the number, and that too the strings of length n that consist of vowels a, e, I, o, u and are lexicographically sorted. So here it is the definition of what the lexicographically sorted is. I will be explaining it. So let's take understand what lexicographical order is. So basically you can, in layman language, you can understand that like sorted array means it is increasing basically from lower to higher. Similarly, you can take it as like sorted characters. So this is a lexicographically sorted since a and b is obviously greater than a, so it comes after this. But a is not lexicographically sorted because a is smaller than b, but b here is bigger than the next a. So it is like first increasing and then decreasing, so it is not lexicographically sorted. Similarly, ABC is lexicographically sorted since a lesser than b is lesser than c. Similarly, ACC is also lexicographically sorted since A lesser than C equal to C. Similarly, ACB is not lexicographically sorted because here C is greater than B. So I hope you understood what lexicographical order means. So let's understand what else the question is saying, that we have to return the number of strings of length n that consist of only vowels. Okay, so firstly we will be discussing a test case where we are given n is equal to 1. So the question says that we have to return all the strings of length 1 which contain only vowels, and that too lexicographically sorted. So all the possible, firstly we will be writing all the possible strings of length 1: a, e, I, o and u. So if we see that we have written all the strings of length 1, and we will be checking if they are lexicographically sorted. Since the string has only one character, so yes, it is lexicographically sorted default by default. So the number of strings are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So for this test case our answer will be 5. We can see recheck also. Yes, for uh, n is equal to 1 our answer is 5, and yes, a, e, I, o, u is the same what we considered. And now we will be seeing if n is 2. So here I have written all the possibilities. Here I have written all the possibilities that are possible for n equal to 2. But we will be seeing which are not lexicographically sorted. So we will be eliminating them. So let's see, is starting from first, AA is sorted up till AU, it is sorted, yes. But EA is not lexicographically sorted since A is smaller than E and it is coming after that. So up till if we see from EE to EU, yes, it is lexicographically sorted. But again here IA and IE are not lexicographically sorted. Similarly, OA, OE, OI, they are not sorted. And in the last case, yes. So let's count total how what are the number of strings, which is basically the answer we have to return. So 5 here, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So basically total will be 15. So let's recheck that, is our answer 15 only? Yes, our answer is 15, and you can recheck all the strings that we made, they are the same basically. So what the first thing can come to your mind is, so obviously it will be like we can generate all the strings of length n. So if you observe carefully, the total number of strings which are here written are 25. You can count them, they are 25. So similarly, if you have to write all the strings of length n, your complexity will come out to be 5 to the power n, because you can check this, it will be 5 to the power n, so which is very high complexity, and you will you will have to generate all the strings. So yes, it is very high complexity. So, and it is not feasible for us to code it directly. It can be coded, but we won't be coding it because it is a cumbersome task. So let's understand what else can be done. So like in these types of questions, you can see that since we have to return a number like length, the number of strings, so always remember that in most of the questions like these, there is an observation in the question. If you do some test cases, then you will observe many things. Like similar, if you see that for if the length of the string is 1, for in this test case, what we are storing in this array and this array, we are storing the total number of strings which end with 1, which end with e, end with I, o, u. So in this test case, we will be seeing that the total number of strings which are ending with I are a are 1, similarly e 1, so all are 1. So what we are observing in the test case where the n is 2, so we observe that for a there are 1 only, and for e there are these two, and similarly I 3, o 4. Basically this array contains the number of strings which are ending with this particular character, this. So remember this. Similarly for O4 U5, if you try to observe some of the things, you can easily see that the answer which is made on this, so basically it is same as this, but here it is basically ending with e. So ending with e is always appended to the previous strings which are above, basically index is above e. So you can observe this thing. So it is the sum of these two for e. Similarly for I, the answer will be 3, and it is sum of all the 3. Similarly for O, you can see 4, and similarly for U. Okay, so all the strings are written here, you can recheck also. And in case the basically the n is equal to 3, n is 3, so you can clearly see that now what is the case here, like a for ending with a is only one string, and ending with e, now what we will do, not this array, we will not take sum of these two elements, but yes, the for example, we will take the sum of one previous n, like it was 2, so we will take sum of this. Similarly the answer is 3, you can recheck. And similarly for I, it is 1 plus 2 plus 3, and for O it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10, and again for this. So you observe this, but we have to return the total number of strings, so our answer will always be the summation of all these values, 1, 3, 6, 10. 15, all which they add up to will be our answer. So similarly, we can verify in this test case that when our n was 1, so if we sum up all of them, so answer will be 5. So yes, it is right. Similarly, for where n was equal to 2, so yes, so if we add up all of them, the answer will come up to 15 and we verified it. Similarly, there will be answer coming from it. So let's code it up. So I will be, before coding, let's dry run it. Let me clear this thing out so that you can get some space. So yes, what we will be doing is I'll be straight away explaining you the DP approach and explaining why, what is the role of DP also here. So yes, if here what will I be storing is in this part, 1 second. Yes, so here I will be storing like all ending up with A, E, I, O and U, the number of strings basically. So here will be n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we did know that for n is equal to 1, all the strings were 1, 1, 1 and 1. Similarly, for when n is basically equal to 2, so the strings ending with A will be basically this one only, because it is a base case. Similarly, ending with when n is equal to 2 and ending with E, so it will be the sum of these two, so it will be basically 2. And similarly for I it will be these 3. Okay, so and so on. So we will be storing our answer like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again here we will be doing the same for n is equal to 3 and so on. But if we notice, what will be the complexity of doing this? Like we are every time taking the sum of all the previous elements. So if we see that, firstly we will be requiring two for loops for, firstly, the row I am standing on and the column, so it will be n square, and I will require an extra for loop inside it, which is for finding the sum of previous up till previous index. So its complexity will also be O of n. So basically it will be n cross n cross n, which will be n cube. In total it will be n cube. So yes, it is, we can still do better if we know that, yes, concept of prefix sum. So let's understand what the prefix sum says. Prefix sum says basically that if you are given like elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have to find the sum up till this index, what you will be doing is 1 and then previous 1 plus 2, 3, and 3 plus this previous, 3 plus this previous, it is 6, 4 plus this 6 which is 10, and 10 plus this 5 which will be 15. So our answer will be 15. Similarly, what we will be doing here is that we will take this help of the prefix sum concept. So yes, let's do that. Similarly, ending up till E, it will be basically 1, but we have to store the previous also, like total. Here we are storing total number also, so it will be basically 1 plus this one, which will be 2. So it will be I, for I it will be basically previous plus 1, which will be 3. Similarly for O, previous, which is 3 plus 1, 4. For U, previous plus 1, which will be 5. Now we don't need to add all these values and then return our answer. We can just directly return this particular index. So it will be answer for n equal to 1. We can verify also, yes, it is 5 only. So you will understand how it is helping us in reducing time complexity. So if n is equal to 2, so it is a base case. A will always be 1, 1, 1 only, always. So basically what we will be storing at this place will be, for n equal to 2, basically the strings of length 2 which are ending till e plus all the previous strings, which is basically of length 2 only, but they are ending up till a also and that also. I'll explain why we are doing this. Like here for first test case, we know that for n equal to 1, for a e I o u, all of them will be 1 only. Similarly for n equal to 2, it will be 1, but here what we will be doing is we need sum of these two. So here we will require some extra for loop every time. For similarly for this index we will be requiring one more for loop. Similarly for this index we will be requiring one more for loop for up till all of this. So for each index there are n square indices, so we will be requiring n for loops, so n square into n. So this is how the time complexity is going up till n cube. But what better we have done is, like now we don't need to find this sum, this sum, because it is already stored here, because it stores previous sum also. So yes, what we will be doing is, now we need this one plus this 2, which will be 3. So if we observe that, yes, the total number of strings ending up with e here were 2, and yes, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, hence verified. We can see that. So similarly what we will be storing at this index will be this 3 plus this 3, which will be 6. Similarly this 4 plus this 6, it is 10. Similarly 10 plus 5, which is 15. Now we can verify our answer. Yes, it is 15 only. We will just return this index if n was equal to 2. Like you can see also, for n equal to 2 the answer is 15. We will simply return this index. What here we were doing is, like then 3, 4, 5. So if individually we have to take and then apply for loop for calculating the sum of all the previous and then store here. So yes, it was taking one extra for loop. So that is the optimization we did, which is basically prefix some property which helped us. So yes, let's continue with the question. So if n is equal to 3, basically the answer will come up from here, which will be 4. So yes, so from here answer will be 10, 20 and so on. But now it depends on the total number of n we are having. Like if n goes up till 5, the complexity will be 5 into this 5. So in the worst case we consider that the time complexity that will be taken is like O of n only, because this O of n into 5. So yes, that is it, and the space complexity is also this array only. So let's code this up and we can complete this test case also. Like 20 plus 15 is equal to 35, and we will be rechecking it. That is that. So let's recheck this. Return 35, and that too for when the length is basically 3. So yes, the answer is 35. So hence we did right thing here. So we can go up till 5 also, but yes, it's time consuming, so we will be discussing the answer. So what we will be requiring is, firstly we will be requiring a DP array, and basically 2D DP array, and that too the number of rows will be is equal to n, and the columns will be 5. So firstly we will initialize our 0th row. So what we will be initializing our 0th row with, if I is equal to 1, so dp of 0 of I 0 of I will be equal to 1, which is basically we are firstly initializing this case. So if I is 0, so it will be initialized to 1. So that's what we are doing, and else dp of 0 of I is equal to dp of 0 of I minus 1 plus 1. So basically, like if we don't know answer here, so it will be the previous basically, which is 2 plus 1, 3. So that's how we are building up. So this is one for loop which is just for initializing this particular row. So now we will be applying our actual logic. I equal to 1, I is less than n, and I plus plus. So for int j is equal to 0 and j is less than 5 and j plus plus. So I is for rows and j is for columns. If we are at 0th column, which is this column, so every time here the answer will be 1 only. So we have to store this like dp of I of j is equal to 1. Else what we will be doing is dp of I of j is equal to dp of I minus 1 and j plus dp of I of j minus 1. Let's see what we have done. We did dp of I minus 1 of j, which is basically if we are here, then we require sum from here, which is I minus 1, basically the previous row, and we require the same row and the previous column, which is I of j minus 1. So that is what we did. So sum of these two, and now we will be just returning dp of n minus 1 and 4, basically, which is this value, this particular value, if n, in case the n was 3. So yes, this value we are returning. So yes, let's see, is it working fine? Let's try to run it. Okay, so we are getting an error. So what error we are getting is, so yes, we got what mistake we were making. Basically it should not be n here, it should be 5 since the number of columns is 5. So now let's run it. As you see, yes, we are getting right answer, and let's try to submit it. So yes, our answer is submitted. So let's analyze the space and time complexity. So the space complexity is basically the number of rows, which is basically n into the n into 5. So that is the space complexity. It can be made better since we just require only one previous row. So yes, that can be done to optimize the space, but yes, the time complexity is fine, so it is n square. So hope you liked the video. So do like the video, share it, and if you have any difficulty understanding any part of the problem, you can comment down below. So till then, stay tuned and we will be meeting next video. So bye bye.